Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of LosFirstGen. You've got your favorite host, Taleeah.
And your
second favorite
host,
second
Aaron.
Favorite.
What's up then?
Ooh. It is Friday, another Friday, and today is Mexican Mother's Day. So, feliz Día de las Madres a todas las madrecitas.
Did you tell your mom Happy Mother's Day?
I sure did.
I haven't.
No mames. Yeah, I told my mom Happy Mother's Day early today. How has your week been? You gonna look at what you did?
Check my calendar. I was pretty empty. Work, and then we went hiking. Mm-hmm. That was cool.
Yeah.
For the first time in a month or two, or a couple months, or a few months.
The first month together, yeah, because I went the other day.
Oh, that's true.
Myself.
Yeah.
We went hiking. We went to the gym. So far we worked out twice this week. Tomorrow we're supposed to go hiking, and on Sundays we do yoga. So hopefully we hit our four times this.
That would be 4.
That we work out. We'll see. We'll see, because tomorrow, usually when we record our podcast, we go to bed really late. So hopefully we can wake up early tomorrow. But yeah, this week was actually not busy in our life, which we usually are because of our kids, how they've been keeping us busy. So this week we had no vet appointments, but next week is a busy week because we have 2 vet appointments. And I think you have like doctor's appointments too.
Next week is busy as fuck. It's a full week on my calendar. Yeah,
and then we're dropping off his car to get some work done.
It says race day on Saturday. Why? Shit.
Oh yeah, next Saturday we go to Austin.
We're going to that event.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and actually tomorrow we go to the circus.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go to the circus forever, you guys, but we just never, like, I've been wanting to go forever, but I don't push to go. Like, they'll come to town and I'm not like, babe, take me.
We'll drive down I-10 and we'll see the tent right there off of Crossroads and be like, we should go, and then that's it.
Yeah, and then we don't ever end up going.
Forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time, I guess, my phone's listening to me, so I got advertised on Instagram, and I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, so we're doing that, so that's exciting. And then this weekend's Mother's Day, so Sundays we'll be spending time with our moms. I don't know how we're going to do it this year, usually. I don't know how we do it. Do we just split? Is that how we usually do?
I don't think it's been on the weekend in a long time.
Always on a Sunday, babe. Mother's Day is always on a Sunday. Up. Yeah.
Oh.
Mexican Mother's Day is always on the 10th. Fun fact, it's always on the 10th, so it doesn't matter what day it lands on. But Mother's Day is always going to be on a Sunday, and so is Father's Day. It changes. You never know when it's going to land.
They would put it on Sundays. That way we're off. Para las madres y los papás.
Yeah, and tomorrow, if you don't know, if you're a dog mom, it's National Dog Mom Day. They've got me 2 skirts. They're super cute. Is there a dad one?
I'm sure there is. They're all made up.
I saw it on TikTok. It was a dog texting its dad. Hey, what are you getting my mom for Mother's Day?
And just to clarify, I got you the skirts before I knew it was
but then
National Dog Mom Day.
He did, and then he was like, well, that's your gift. I was like, interesting.
Don't be coming up with these freaking holidays. I didn't even look it up, see if it's real.
It is. I looked it up before I asked you, because I saw the TikTok and I was like, let me look it up before I asked.
Making up these stupid ass.
You let Rue back in, right?
National holidays.
You let Rue back in from outside? It's because someone's at the door.
That's probably her. We
have a critter at the door. Okay, so our week has been very uneventful, which is good. We like uneventful.
Uneventful, but busy.
I mean, we're trying to get our life together.
Like after work, time just flies.
Well, yeah, we don't have that many hours after work. We also have been walking our kids before work, which is nice. This week. Just because of the temperature, it's starting to heat up. If you live in San Antonio and you're from here, I think most of our subscribers are people that we know. So obviously, I know it's starting to get hot. So don't walk your dogs in the motherfucking heat because their little paws can't take it. I think you can get them shoes, but it's just really too hot for them. Like, not even just the shoes. They don't sweat like we do, like through our skin. I think they can only sweat through certain areas. So they're just going to get overheated. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Especially if you have delicate creatures like us, Frenchies. Se mueren. So Rue is the one that just got her surgery for her nose. And last week, actually, after we filmed our podcast for last week, she started like sneezing a lot. And so we had to like... We spent our Friday night in the restroom with her with a humidifier. Oh, yeah. So that was fun.
We put the humidifier to fucking full blast and just hung out in there.
Yeah.
Porque si no, this one will be like, oh, we gotta take her to the hospital, and then...
Yeah, I was like trying to chill, but I was a little worried just because she wouldn't stop sneezing. She probably sneezed like, what, 10 times?
Yeah, she's got a lot of mucus.
Yeah, but it's a lot better now. I was starting to get worried because she'd wake up in the morning and she would sneeze and it would be like blood and it looked like fresh blood. So I'm like, bro, when is it gonna heal? But the past 2 days, it's been there's like a little bit of tiny blood, but it's not like that fresh blood. So it's just like, I think it's just the old shit that's going on in there. She's looking better though. She just has a lot of costra in the front.
What about her drinks?
Oh, I didn't.
Always go before.
Yeah, our drinks aren't too exciting. That's why I didn't really.
Speak for yourself.
I know what you're drinking. I heard you making it. It's something with banana. That's all I know. Okay, so I'm drinking just coffee. It's a vanilla sweet cream from Starbucks. Coffee.
I'm having a licuado, the banana, coffee, some protein
shake.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a shake? The Fairlife one, yeah.
It's called a protein shake.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. A protein shake. We use. I don't know if you still use protein as like creamer.
Not recently.
Well, recently. I've been using the protein shake as a creamer. It's really good. I like it. Yeah,
I usually do it when I get black coffee, but I don't add it to the vanilla sweet cream because it's already sweet, so I don't want to make it more sweeter. But I do add it to black coffee.
This was made with black coffee, the one that I brewed.
Oh, okay, that's right.
It was Folgers, and a splash of vodka.
Ew, you're lying. You don't really like sweet drinks.
Espresso martini.
Oh yeah, but
this is not that, no.
But it's not like sweet, no? Or it is sweet?
An espresso martini?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, it is sweet. I've never had one before.
But no, this is virgin. It was really good.
Oh, I also had my therapy session last weekend, which is my second therapy session. And I had my first homework, which I've already ruined one part of it. Basically, my homework is that I had to say no because I'm a people pleaser. I'm most likely not going to tell y'all everything about my therapy sessions in here because it'll be too detailed and that's too personal for me. But this personally, I feel like a lot of people can relate to this because people pleasing is like a huge thing. I don't know if I think it's in a lot of cultures, but I think women in the Mexican or Latino culture, I feel like we have a lot of that people pleasing in us. And I only say this because the way that we are brought up sometimes is we're supposed to be like the little wife that pleases their husband. Like that's what we're here for. Like we're supposed to just take care of you and make sure that you're good. And that's what we're here for. Because I remember one time when I was very young, my mom told me to serve my brother, like to serve him food.
When you were little?
Yeah, when I was little.
Like how little?
I remember it. So
12.
Maybe like between 7 and 12 or something. And she told me to serve my brother. And
your older brother.
Yeah. And he's 3 years older than me. Then I guess I didn't care about the people pleasing. And I was like, no. I was like, what the hell? I'm going to serve him. But I guarantee you that if she would have told me to serve my dad, then I would have because he's my dad. But since it was my brother, I'm like, fuck that. Tell him to serve himself. Right? I told her, I was like, no. But then, like, I don't know what it is that throughout the years I've become more and more of a people pleaser. And it's not just with family. It's literally like in regular fucking life. Like what happened the other day when we went to that one restaurant?
There was people outside the restaurant selling like little fruit cups or little jello looking things, gelatos.
They're like cakes, and it was a Mexican lady.
Yeah, I mean it was out there. They're getting in, trying to make some money, but I was like, no, thank you. Like
he just says no.
Like I didn't want any, and I'm very limited with my sweet stuff, so I'm like, nah, like.
And then what did I say?
And then she was like, oh, maybe after we get out. And then that was the time that I didn't have my wallet on me, and usually I carry cash.
Yeah, and then he told me, he was like, I don't have cash, right?
I was like,
this was after we went inside.
I was like, why'd you say that?
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, I felt bad, and especially because she only spoke Spanish, and I felt bad telling her no, which I think can be looked at both like in different ways, right? Because I feel like there's a way, like I want a balance. I don't want to just say no to everything, because I also want to be a good person and like care about people. So I want to say yes to things that I also want to do, or sometimes once in a while, like I like to do things for people, right? But my thing is like way overboard, so I need to like be at this happy medium. In that moment, it was more about feeling bad for her, because I don't know, I'm sure they're struggling. I'm sure they're trying, like, busting their butt to do something instead of just asking for money like another homeless person. But then again, maybe I'm just making excuses. I should have just said no because I really didn't want. So I don't know what the balance is.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, I think you could have just said no, thank you, and then had you changed your mind when you came around, you would have just got one.
Yeah.
But now you gave her hope, and then when we walked out and she looked right at you like that.
No, she didn't.
Oh, I'm telling you.
She looked at me?
Yeah, you even said it. You're like, she saw me. Oh, she definitely looked at you.
Because when we got out of there, she was in the spot that I had seen her in, so we didn't like make eye contact, so I just like looked the other way. And granted, if we would have had cash, I would have just done it, because I would have been like, babe, please just let's just buy one. But since we didn't have cash, there's no way. And I don't know, it would have been very uncomfortable if I was like, no, I don't have cash. She'd have been like, bitch, then why the fuck did you tell me that you're gonna get some shit?
Normalmente, like, I usually do try to buy whatever they're selling.
Yeah.
Because they're trying, It's like better than fucking just sitting on a corner asking for shit.
Yeah, but I'm pretty bad at that, and let me tell you how bad it's been. There is, like, when you go to the mall and those people approach you, I will get
fucking booths.
I will get approached, and I can't. I'm like, one time I even bought a fucking straightener, and I didn't want it, and I bought it because they were like, please buy it, and I was like, fuck. And my therapist also said it's probably also because you don't want confrontation, like you don't want to start anything with someone, like you don't want to say no and then them get offended, and then like it like leads to something more, which most people, and she said like most people don't care, like they're just gonna be like, okay, they're not gonna go home and cry about it. But in my head, I think like 30 steps ahead, I'm like, oh my god, they're going to be upset and talk shit to me, or I'm gonna hurt their feelings. So I'm like already thinking of other things when people don't care.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Do you remember that alarm guy, the alarm salesman, who tried to sell us an alarm for the house?
Sounds familiar.
And I wasn't interested at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I remember he was here giving us pitch, and then I was like, no, thank you. Like, not right now. Mm-hmm. And then he like dropped his price, and then he dropped it again and dropped it. He dropped like 6 times. Uh-huh. I was like, bruh, like it was a steep fucking discount too. I was like almost tempted, but I just didn't want it.
Yeah.
And I told him no. And then he was like, please, man, I'm trying to feed my family. And I was like, bro, you're not going to get me like that. No.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's just terrible salesman. Like, don't do that. Don't fucking say that. Makes me even want to do business with you less.
I would never use that to someone, but it sucks, right? Because salespeople literally, like, that's how they make a living. So just try to get another job because sales sucks.
Sales does suck. But it's good if you sell.
I think it's good in like areas where like people are coming to you, like car dealerships.
Yeah.
Most likely, if you're going into a car dealership, most likely, what do you think? 85% of the people that are going there are looking for a car.
They're not looking for couches.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, do you think they're actually looking to buy, or you think they're just going to look around?
I think they're very interested in buying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's, I think if you want to be a salesperson, a car dealership is like a good spot. Because anything else, like selling cable, selling solar panels, I feel like that is like really hard.
Yeah, to like cold call and...
Mm-hmm. Or even like knock on doors. And most people are most likely not going to open the door to you. And then it sucks because it's like, granted, you probably do need that money to feed your family or whatever, but it's just not a good way to pitch something to make someone buy something from you.
Bro, we all trying to make it in the world.
Yeah.
We all trying to feed our families.
So moving on to our quote, which I chose, is... The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, that's true as fuck.
I agree.
I remember.
Okay. No, you.
No, go ahead.
No, you.
No, I insist after you.
Oh, because you're going to forget.
Forget what?
What you were going to say.
Yeah, I feel like I've experienced that before, back in the day. I don't know if you recall, I got like a few speeding tickets in the same week. Mm-hmm. Like a few. Like
yeah, I remember.
5, 6.
I remember.
2 in the same spot in the same week.
Just to visit me. No?
Oh, that one too. Yeah. But yeah, I remember I got all those speeding tickets, and I remember at the end of the week when I was like done speeding, I was like pissed. Mad at the world. I was like, the world's out to fucking get me. So fucking bitter and salty. And I think you're talking shit. You're like, bro, you were the one that was speeding.
Well, it wasn't just that. There was like a lot of other things that were going wrong.
That's true.
And he was saying that he just had the worst luck. That's what you were saying.
Like what else? I don't remember. Like school shit or car problems?
Yeah, it was like a bunch of little things that got you maybe around the same time, maybe a couple weeks or something. Things were going wrong for you, and he was just like, woe is me. Like he was like crying about it, saying that he had the worst luck. Luck is what he used. And I'm like, bro. And I don't know what I told you, but I remember I think I said something like it's not luck.
My main focus was on the speeding tickets. Yeah, because that was money.
Yeah.
And you were just saying like you were the one that was speeding, like they didn't just give you the tickets for no reason. I was like, damn, that's fucking true. And I was like, am I my own demise? Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
and then he got one of those, what is it called?
I got a fucking radar detector. Ain't got a speeding ticket since.
Granted, he doesn't use it.
I also don't have any of my fun cars up right now.
I knew. Well, granted, he doesn't use what is it called?
The radar detector?
Yeah, he doesn't use a radar detector like on a regular basis. He just uses it when we like road trip or whatever.
Yeah, long distance.
Uh-huh. But he used to visit me at school, which actually this goes into our topic. He used to visit me at school. So he would drive, 45 minutes to an hour. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he would like leave or come like really fucking late. So I think you were really tired. So you were just trying to get there. Those were some of your tickets.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And shirts?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking shirts. Bro, shirts got me.
Any of the little cities in San Antonio, like Balcones Heights, Leon Valley, they'll get you, girl. Mm-hmm. Because they're trying to get they're not huge cities, so they're trying to meet their
and out of all those speeding tickets, I think I only ever showed up to maybe 2 of them. I showed up to the first one, and I did like a trial by jury.
What the?
Yeah.
Was there 12 jurors?
It was judge or jury, one of them. I've done them both.
What the?
But anyway, the hope is that the cop doesn't show up, which he didn't both times, so they just dismiss it.
Yeah.
But then after that, like, that was such a waste of time to me. Yeah, and it was funny because
didn't you get a lawyer or something?
I would get it dismissed, and I'd be celebrating like, yeah, he didn't get me, but I wasted
time.
Yeah, a fuck ton of time. But yeah, so after that, I would just lawyer up, and lawyers for speeding tickets, they're not expensive, and it's really convenient.
And you don't have to show up. It's just them. They show up for you. Right?
Yeah. I'm choking on like a peanut butter thing.
Guys, y'all are about to witness a death by Peanut. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Ew, what's wrong with you?
And yeah, they'll show up for you, and then they'll keep it off your record.
How many speeding tickets have I gotten?
1?
Just one, right? The one when we went to South Padre?
Yeah.
That was
funny.
The only one I've gotten. And I don't speed, you guys. I'm scared to break the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I will go 5 miles over, and that's it. That's where I draw the line. So whenever we road trip, I can't drive because we're gonna get there real late. Like 2 hours late.
That's why she doesn't drive.
Yeah, that's why I'm a passenger princess. Moving on to our topic of the week.
Dígame.
Is college. So I wrote down a few questions just to like guide us, because if not, then we'll be like all over the place, even though it doesn't matter.
Yes or no questions only.
No, they're not yes or no.
Okay.
I'll ask you and then I can answer for me. So you can start. Why did you choose to go to college?
Why did I choose to go to college? I chose to go to college.
You're in a panel interview.
Fucking hate interviews. Basically, I saw
be real.
Be fucking for real.
Yeah, be fucking for real.
Basically, I saw that as my only route to good money, and yeah, I mean, because during college, I've had all the jobs in the world, and I was like, bro, there's just no fucking way. Like, there's no way I could just keep on doing this.
Yeah,
I need a big boy job, and a big boy job to me at the time was going to college and then getting a job. Okay. Obviously, there are big boy jobs you can get without college.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I went.
So for me, one of the main reasons...
Why did you go?
One of the main reasons for me is the charter school that I've talked about before. One of the good things is that they literally drilled it into your freaking head that we had to go to college. They would say 2011, and then all the kids in my grade would say, that's the year we go to college.
Was it though?
Yeah, 2011 is when I went to college. So that literally was in my brain because of that. I'm assuming that helped. And then when I went into high school, there was no thought that I was not going to go to college. It was always a thought like, oh, I'm going to college. Did I know what I was going to do? No, I did not know what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to go to college. And I also did know, like you, I was like, bro, I don't know what else I could do that I could make good money, because I didn't want to just live. I don't know how to explain it. I didn't want to just live and work. I've just seen my dad like bust his ass and not get paid a lot. And so I knew that that's not what I wanted for me, because granted they had 4 kids, so I'm sure we were really expensive, but I just know that he's like really tired now, and that's not what I wanted for me. Like, I don't want to have to bust my ass in a physical way, maybe in a mental way, but not in a physical way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, that's my answer. So I'll ask this question to me, and then you can answer for yourself. So I said, why did I choose Texas State? So I went to Texas State in San Marcos. So the reason that I chose to go there was, I just told you this I think it was when we went out to eat last weekend. I think, right? So I was telling him that the reason I chose Texas State is if you've ever been to Texas State, the campus is beautiful. It looks like a college. Like it looks like what college is supposed to look like in my brain. So whenever I visited, because I visited a lot of colleges. Like I've been to freaking Harvard, MIT, Stanford. I visited all those like huge colleges. I think UCLA too. And UT Austin, UTSA. But when I went to Texas State, and also I knew that all those other schools, I was like, girl, I'm not gonna go there. I didn't know how, not the expensive part, but I knew you had to be like really smart to get in there. And so I was like, bro, I'm not that smart. I'm smart, but like not that smart. And so,
yes, you are.
I mean, I would have had to get like a full ride in order to go to those. But so basically I wanted to go to Texas State because of how it looks. So if you don't know how it looks, go look up Texas State and just look up literally like the first picture that you'll see, and it looks beautiful.
And it's a good picture, but it doesn't do it justice, like walking around campus.
No, it's such a beautiful campus, really, you guys.
Nice.
So that's why I chose it. And I also chose it because I wanted to leave my house. I wanted to be independent because that's all I wanted to do, since you know how when we're young, we're like, I want to grow up so fucking bad, and then you grow up and you're like, girl, it's not that cool. Can I go back? Because being an adult is not that fun. And so whatever, I wanted to get the hell out of the house, and that's what I did. I literally, whenever I got into college, you guys, everything that I did to get into college, I did myself, because I didn't have help from anyone, because nobody really knew the route or what to do. So it was all on me to figure out. So like financial aid, the loans I got and everything, like that was all me. I don't even know how I filled out half the shit, but I did it. Hopefully I didn't fill the shit out wrong. So yeah, that's why I chose Texas State. What about you? Why did you choose your school? Did you really care about the school you went to? I guess you can tell them a little bit about your timeline, because yours is different from mine. So I graduated. As soon as I graduated, I went to college, and then yours was a little different.
I was slightly delayed due to technical difficulties.
Was it technical?
I dropped out of high school for a little bit. And
literally a little bit. Like, what was it?
Like maybe a month.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Dropped out.
Wait. How do you drop out?
How?
Yeah, like, do you just not go? Is that what that means? Okay.
Yeah. I just didn't show up for so long, and I eventually got a letter in the mail saying, you've been withdrawn from school. And then once I got once I got that, I was like, oh, I can't go back.
You're like, bet.
I was like, damn. Yeah, I was like...
Where was that? From what school did you get that letter?
Lanier.
Oh, okay.
Lanier High School, yeah. Yeah, I got that letter. I saw it. I was like, damn. I felt like disappointed. I knew I wasn't like showing up forever, but like seeing that letter, and I was like, damn.
Just confirmed it.
I'm a dropout. I don't know what was going through my mind. I didn't think I was going to drop out, but I also would never show up for school. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't thinking. Yeah. So
he dropped out those 2 weeks, and then you ended up going to, what is it called? That school you went to? They're called something, no? Like, it's like high school plus college.
Well, it was weird because I withdrew myself from high school. Uh-huh. And then put myself in a charter school. Okay. And finished the year there, then came back to Lanier, then dropped out. Or something like that. Okay. Yeah, no me acuerdo. Anyway, so then I finally ended up I hated school. I don't know why. I didn't want to go. I didn't care for the people. I didn't care for anything about it. My cousin, actually, I think... one of my cousin, let's call her, I'm going to give her a fake name. Let's call her Tatiana.
Is that her real name?
What? I just said I'm going to give her a fake name. Let's call her Tatiana.
Okay.
She told me about this school, actually. She was saying that she got in that school or something. She told me to look into it.
Okay.
It was called Gateway to College. It was a program that allowed you to finish high school while starting college at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That way you graduated with college. So I looked into it. I applied. I got in. And it was cool. I mean, it was like literally at your own
pace.
I mean, kind of. You had to show up and you had to do the work. You couldn't show up and not do the work, right? I mean, that kind of applies for anything. But, so yeah.
So you couldn't show up and not do anything?
No. No, because then you wouldn't pass. You wouldn't progress. Yeah. So I did that. And and in the beginning, I was just doing like high school shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I was able to enroll in some college courses. And I had not graduated high school yet, and it was at the Palo Alto College campus, community college.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool because like they actually let me go to these classes, so I was in these classes with like college students, and I didn't consider myself a college student, so it was just kind of cool. Like I was just surrounded with a bunch of nerds, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And yeah, so I mean, that was a motivator. This was a motivator. I was trying to get my shit together because I wasn't trying to be no bum.
I think he was, like you say, I was your motivator, but I never really pushed you at the beginning. Like I didn't push you like you need to do something with your life, because I figured you were doing stuff, you know what I mean? Because I was too focused on myself. But I think what you mean by you were motivated by me doing something, right?
I was like trying to flirt with you. And my way of flirting with you was like, I'm finishing school and I'm doing stuff.
You're like, don't leave me, I'm not a bum.
And
well, I'm glad I motivated you a little bit.
So I was there at Palo Alto, graduated, and then I transferred to Texas State because it's a beautiful campus. Not because of you. I didn't go because of you.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I went because of her. And yeah, I finally transferred over there, and it was cool. I did not enjoy our commutes. I don't know why we didn't just move over there.
I don't know why we did that. Like, it made no sense not to move and work there.
We ended up getting a fucking apartment here.
Yeah.
In San Antonio.
We'll tell y'all about that, because it's like, I feel like that's a whole relationship.
That was hard.
That's a relationship journey like that.
Hard.
Yeah. I think that was one of our toughest year in our relationship.
That was tough.
Yeah. Okay. So that's about, so he went to Texas State, but he only went there for what, 1 year?
No. It was like 2
years. Okay. He went there 2 years.
2.5 maybe.
Is that I went my freshman and sophomore year. My freshman year, I lived in a dorm, and then my sophomore year, I had an apartment with the girls. And then you must have gone my junior year only, because I only had junior and senior year left. And my senior year, I remember I had to travel alone, so you only went 1 year. Remember you
Plus a summer, no?
Maybe.
So I know it was like at least 3 semesters.
Maybe a summer. Yeah.
Maybe a summer.
But yeah, so he went to Texas State for like 1.5 years, and then he went to UTSA here because he was like, I'm so over the commute, and I was gonna graduate, and he was like, I ain't trying to go by myself.
That's why, it's because you were about to graduate, and then I would have had to done the commute myself. And I was like, fuck, I'm not about that life. And I don't even like this school.
Yeah, he was like, he's always been this way, you guys. He's very, like, he doesn't like driving long distances. So that was...
And I'm also, like, not attached, like, to the school. Like, it was whatever. I'm not,
for me, it was, I just wanted to finish there. And I also didn't mind the commute because... There was days where it was hard, but I didn't really mind it because I just would jam out, and it was kind of like chill time. But anywho, moving on to the next question.
Oh, and I had to transfer out at that time. I couldn't wait for you to graduate because then I would have lost so many credits.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so how were our college experiences? So what was your college experience? Did you party?
No.
Did you get wild?
Fuck no. That shit was hard. That shit was just hard. That's it. It was hard. It was all the time. I felt like I was doing homework all the time, studying all the time. And I was like, bro, where the fuck was this
person?
I was good at it. Not good, but I was good at getting the good grades due to all the studying and shit. Yeah. I was like, where the fuck was this person in high school? Like, I could have been like top 10.
Yeah, I don't understand why you gave up in high school still.
I just never tried. Never took it serious.
But what was it? Like, you just didn't want to do anything with your life?
I don't know. Yeah, I just never really thought about it. I remember, like, talking about it at school, like maybe freshman or sophomore year. They were like, oh, are you going to go to college? And I was like, nah.
So what were you going to do?
No fucking clue.
Play video games? Hey, you could have been on YouTube playing video games.
Shit. I fucking should have stayed playing video games.
Oh, so your college experience is just hard. That's all you remember from it.
It was just hard.
So for my college experience, you guys, his was a little different because, again, he went to a community college and then he went to this college and then he basically, I think you did 3 colleges? Community college, Texas State, and then you back to UTSA. For me, on the other hand, I was full on Texas State, a Bobcat. Yes, through and through. I'm still consider myself a Bobcat, you guys. So when I applied for college and I got all my shit, I was like, I want to live in a dorm, and I wanted to live in a dorm that I had like a little bit more privacy. I don't know why I wanted a little bit more privacy, because usually dorms, the way that they are is like you share a bunch of shit. Like they're open, like they'll have like bunk beds. You'll have like bunk beds. I think I went to one of my friend's dorms when I was at Texas State, and she had there was 4 of them. So there was 2 bunk beds and the 4 girls in the room, and I think they shared 1 restroom. So like you just share more. In comparison to my dorm, you guys, my dorm was, I don't know, it kind of felt like an apartment, no? It was 2 separate bedrooms. My roommate had hers and I had mine, and then we had just 1 restroom, right? We shared a restroom, and then we had a microwave and a fridge. I don't think we had a stove. It was just a microwave and a fridge, which is a lot more than what you would get if you were to go the other route. Now, looking back at it, so if you're trying to get the full college experience to make like girlfriends and stuff, I would recommend that you move into the other dorm where you share more space, and it's also cheaper, because I don't know why I honestly, like, thinking back, I don't know why I chose this instead of the other one, but I do feel like my experience would have been better because I would have like made friends instead of like me having my own room. And then my roommate, sometimes she was gone and she would invite me to things, and she was really cool, but we never got really close because she was also older, because usually the building that I was in, most of the people that were in there were most likely like juniors or seniors already. And I was a freshman going into this, so like she was already like more grown than I was, and like she had like a different group of friends. And I don't know, I just, not that they didn't make me feel welcome, but I think I just put myself aside. Like I didn't feel like I was enough or whatever. Like I felt like I was a little girl compared to them already. And so definitely recommend, if you want to make friends, move into like a little dorm with like a bunch of people like that are your age basically. And then what else? After my first year, so a little bit about my freshman year, because my freshman year was really hard for me. Just getting adjusted to the college life and being away from home. Even though I wanted to be away from home, I cried like the first week. Because I was alone, you guys. I think my roommate actually didn't show up until like a week or 2 after I showed up, because I got there I think before college started, because you could move in before. So I moved in before, and I had like no friends. I didn't know anyone. There was some people that went to my high school, and that's when like that's like the one girl that I hung out with, because she was like, hey, I'm also here. So we kind of like, we never talked in high school, but we knew that we went there, so we kind of just like, we're like, hey, trying to like know somebody. But yeah, I was completely alone in my room, and I had never been alone. I mean, I come from a house where there's always noise. There's, was it 6 of us growing up? Yeah. And so from going to 6 people household to like me by myself, I was really sad. I was like crying, and I was yeah, it was a lot, you guys. And I'm pretty sure I was homesick like a long time, but I eventually adjusted. So if you're homesick, it's okay because you're going to get past it. You'll get used to it. If you want to be like independent and go to college, I think you should do it. Like, I think that you should try to do that, but also try to get, it's really hard, right? Because here you're trying to like form yourself and become who you are and stuff, but you have to try to hang out with like people who are kind of have like the same vision as you. Like, you want to make money, you want to be good, and not hang out with people who are kind of evil. But it's kind of hard to figure those things out because there's evil ladies, girls out there, and men. So you don't want to just be partying because you never know what people can do at these parties.
How do you know that if they're evil?
It's hard. You just have to, I don't know, it's hard. Thankfully, I didn't have to be around evil people, but I'm just saying, you never know, because you hear these stories where like they have like a crazy roommate or something. So I think it's better if you live in one of those roommate situations where there's like 4 of y'all, because if there's one evil person, at least there's 3 of y'all that are not evil, you know. My freshman year, I did not have a job, and that was because I quit my job right before college because I was working at Toys R Us. Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore, but I was working at Toys R Us, and I quit my job, and I didn't have a job, but something that I'm about to warn you on. So I got financial aid, and when you get financial aid, in the little financial aid information that you get, they ask you if you want these loans. They're direct and is it direct? No, it's subsidized and unsubsidized. So they ask if you want those loans, because sometimes if you say your parents make a little bit more money, then you don't get the full financial aid, or you won't get any financial aid depending on how your income is. So I think my financial aid would have covered most of everything, but since I decided to live in this a fancy dorm room, I'm saying fancy compared to the other ones, it wasn't fancy, then my first year was really more expensive because of the dorm rooms. So I ended up getting, like, I accepted all the financial aid. So this is including, so I accepted the free money plus the not free money, like the loans, like all of the loans. Did I need them? No, I didn't need them all, but I still accepted them because I didn't have a job. And I was like, I'm just going to use this extra money for my books, which was smart at the time, I think, because I wouldn't have money to get them because my parents wouldn't be able to get them for me. So for books, and then the rest of the money would have been for me. And I think I ended up having like leftover $1,000 after for each semester, like after getting everything. So that $1,000, guys, I had to like penny fucking pinch this fucking $1,000 for the next, I think it's like 4 or 5 months. That is a semester.
Yeah.
It starts in August and goes through December. So I would have to like really micromanage that $1,000. Plus, whenever my parents would see me, which was, I don't know, maybe once a month or every other month, they would give me like $100 or something. So I would have to kind of like figure out how I was going to like spend this money. Also, whenever you go to school and you're at the dorms, I don't think you have to get them, but they have these food plans, which I did have. It's like a food thing where you paid for this many meals and from your school, so it's already paid for, so they just give you a little card and you go and you get your food. Basically, people would also sell these, which I should have fucking done because I didn't use all of mine. But so that's also how I ate. I had those meals.
Just bought them from people.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
It would have been cheaper.
Yeah, most likely. But I should have sold mine because I didn't even use mine that often. But yeah, that's how I survived, guys, with the meal cards, and then with the penny pinching my money. Like, literally the only thing that I had money for, just for example, if the school was completely closed, like I could not go to the school to get food. Most of the time they're open, even on weekends. Like, there would be like one food spot that would be open where you can use your meal card for. But sometimes, like, if it was a holiday or something, no había nada abierto. So I would have to make sure to like be able to fend for myself. So I would buy Maruchan and macaroni cups. You remember the macaroni cups I would get? And then just like shit to snack on, like a bag of chips or Literally, I lived off of Maruchan and macaroni, you guys. Because
it was good too.
the struggle was fucking real. That's how I survived my first year. And then when it comes to like school, like, because that's important, right? You're there to go to school. The school part of it, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. It was like a freaking shock when I first went, because I was trying to figure out where my classes were. Again, this same girl that went to my high school, she was like, hey, do you want to meet up so we can kind of like go look around to see where our classes are? And I was like, yes. She was like a lifesaver, because I had no idea how I was going to figure it out on my own. So we got together and we kind of like figured out where the buildings were. I think whenever we were doing that, the buildings weren't actually open because school hadn't started. I recommend, if you're starting at a new campus, go like a week before or a few days before you start school and go scope out the buildings and the classes so you can figure out where your classes are, especially if you have like a really big campus, because it's going to be really hard, because we think there's like these high schools that are pretty big. Like the high school that I went to, I thought was like really big compared to my charter school, because my charter school was tiny. So I went from like a tiny charter school to a big high school, in my opinion. But then college is massive. It's like huge. And so that helped me a lot, that I went like to figure out my classes. I think my freshman year is the only time that I had to do that, because then I kind of knew where the buildings were after that. But yeah, we went and we figured out where they were. I think I ended up in like a wrong class one time.
It'd be like that.
Go and figure out where your classes are before your classes start. Trying to adjust, like whenever you're trying to figure out how to study. And so for example, I think I had 4 or 5 classes my first semester, because they were my basic courses. So I was like, bro, I can do it. And I got this many classes. Well, I ended up not doing too hot my first semester.
You didn't do it?
I didn't do too hot. I don't think I got any A's, you guys. I think I got like B's and C's. And I think I got 1 D, which I retook or something.
Yeah, you had to.
Whenever you're young, and I'm sure y'all aren't going to listen to this because y'all are young and y'all don't care. But whenever you're young, you think that those things don't matter, right? Like, you're like, oh, it's a C, it's a D, whatever, they don't care, right? But when you graduate, like these bigger companies, like if you're trying to work for like a bigger company, or you're trying to go and get your medical degree, or you're trying to get your law degree, or you're trying to do this, grades in specific classes do matter. I think when in your basics, they don't matter as much, but it will affect your overall GPA. So it's hard, but college is only temporary. So you should bust your butt to try to do better in your classes, because it actually can matter, and it could help you get internships and stuff. Because if you're going up against someone who has a low GPA and you have a super high GPA, most likely they're going to go with you, because obviously they're like, oh, well, this person actually puts in work and dedication.
Yeah. Babe.
What?
Catch your breath. You're like...
Was that?
Just one time.
It's because I have a lot of information.
Piggybacking on that a little bit, your GPA is kind of like a credit score at the end when you're done. The better the GPA, the better opportunities you have. Mm-hmm. And the easier it is to get in somewhere. Mm-hmm. Like I know people who graduated in my college class, and they graduated, but they couldn't get jobs. And me, I mean, I was able to get an internship. They loved me. They offered me a full-time job. And yeah, it was pretty much, I don't want to say smooth sailing, because it was not. It was fucking hard all the time. So hard. What about your loans? So like after your freshman year, you didn't have to stay at the fancy dorm anymore. Did you still accept all those optional loans? So
after my freshman year,
yes or no?
yes, don't do what I did, you guys. I've already warned my family, because my sister and my little sister and my little brother are both in college, and I told them, don't accept all the money, because you will not that you'll regret it, because I don't regret it at the end of the day. We're still paying our loans. We still owe like everything on it, but we don't really care. We just make the minimum payment, and it's going to be...
Which is a lot still.
Yeah, it is a lot, but we can afford it, thankfully, because we have good paying jobs. And so that's the benefit of it, right? Because a lot of people are like, you come out with a shit ton of loans. Okay, so another piece of advice for college. I know we are all over the place, and we'll probably have to make a like part 2 of college stuff, because there's just too much that goes into college, right? In order for your degree to be valuable, to be super valuable, you have to do your research before you graduate into these careers that you're going into. You can't get a career in like, I'm sorry, but like art or
like pottery.
Yeah. You can get it. You can get your degree in that. Can. But what I will tell you is you most likely will not find a job. So if you really want to go to college, because you don't have to go to college. If you really want to go to college, just do a simple fucking Google search, and it'll tell you all the things that are paying the most, and then be like, okay, out of these 10 things, what is something that kind of interests me? Maybe it's not super like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, but it'll get me through like the first 10 years until I want to do what I really want to do, right? Or something like that. So do that, because if not, if you graduate with like, I don't know, communications, not that communications is bad, because I know that some people actually get really good jobs with it. But things that basically are not on those top 10 good jobs or making a lot of money jobs. Does that make sense? That's my advice.
Your message is like, do your research before or during, but not before it's too late.
Yeah.
Like, look at what you want to major in, and then do a Google search. Like, what kind of jobs can I get with this degree? Mm-hmm. Just look it up. Because if you don't, and then you get your fucking degree in pottery, and you come out of college and you have all this debt, or not, maybe you don't have debt, but you get out of college and you're like, oh,
I can't get a job.
Where are all the jobs at? Like,
yeah.
Come on, don't be dumb.
And also try to look at jobs that are consistent, and that most likely the world is not going to do away with them ever. Like, you want to find a job that, for example, nursing. We're always going to need nurses. We're always going to need doctors. Those are things that we need. And I consider myself I'm an accountant, right? And I consider my job like they're not going to do away with it, at least not for another 1,000 years, I think.
What?
You think they're going to do away with it?
20.
Fuck you.
Not the auditor. No. We'll always need auditors.
So that's what I am. So what I'm saying is, find jobs that
can't be replaced with a robot.
Yeah, because nowadays you can go to McDonald's and put in an order on a screen. Mm-hmm. And eventually McDonald's is going to be having little robots make our burgers. So so try to find jobs that you won't be easily replaced, because they need our human brain to do this function, right? And they're going to need it for a long time, and it's been needed for a long time. That's another piece of advice to you when you're looking into college. And I know that me and him are like, go to college, and like you should go to college, but I don't think that everyone needs to go to college. Now, if you look at the construction, just because we're in our investment, like what we want to do, right, in the whole building houses and flipping whatever the fuck we're doing, because I don't even know what to do. But yeah, in that, what we have seen a lot is that a lot of the contractors that we see are older. Unfortunately, they're not going to stay young forever, and they're not young. These people are not going to be around here forever, and these people make good money. Like, for example, electricians make good money, plumbers make good money, AC people make good money, and these are things that you don't need college for. You can go to a trade school, and you can start at like a low level, like being just like a helper, an electrician or whatever, and then you just learn these things, and you start building, like making someone's house like their electricity, and you can charge them money. So I feel like
money?
real money. And so my advice to you again is do your research, and if you absolutely like, you're like, I don't want to do anything where I'm at a computer, I want to do something where I'm like moving physically, or like something like that, right? Like labor intensive, but you make good money. They're out there. You just got to put in the work, because you have to, like, for example, for electrician, right? It's not that easy where you just plug something in and that's it. Like, they're like, you need to know a lot of like little things in order to do a whole house, for example.
You definitely need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you don't want to electrocute yourself.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with trying to figure out what to do in college, and then they just struggle in that mindset for a long time, and then they'd probably just never do it, or maybe do it in 20 years, which is fine too. Do it. But I think it's easier to decide on when you think about it. So you can't decide what you want to do. Just go do your basics. You could just go do your basics. You got to do those anyway. Figure it out. And just think about it in a way, like, if you're in a degree, like, I guess me, for example, I was doing electrical engineering, and I was like, fuck, I kind of don't want to do this as a job. Like, I was good at it, but I lost interest in it. It was too late to switch majors. I had to finish, and at the end of the day, I did my pivot, and I was able to get into the field I wanted. But anyway,
but he switched his major like 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. It's fine. I graduated, right? But it was either, like, say I did do electrical engineering, and I would have been like, oh, I kind of don't want to do this forever. I also didn't want to work at Jimmy John's forever, because that's where I was working.
One of the jobs.
Yeah, one of them.
One of the many.
One of the many. I just liked it because it's a funny name. Jimmy John's. Yeah. You know, like, if I had thought about it forever, I would have just been, what? Let me just tell Jimmy John's.
Yeah, so he changed his major about 4 times. I think we talked about this on another podcast, so we don't have to touch on it again. But I changed my major 1 time and for 1 day. So I went into college knowing that I wanted to be in accounting. I just, honestly, you guys, in my head, I think I told you this many times, but I just wanted to be like a CEO of a company. I was like, I want to be like top dog CEO of a company. And that was like my vision, and that's what I went into, like CEO, and I wanted to have my CPA degree. Who told me that I wanted to do this? I don't know. It was just like something that I was ingrained. It was ingrained in my head. And another reason, the reason that I went into accounting specifically is because in my high school, there was like the business program, and I took 2 accounting courses, like classes. They didn't count for college. They were just classes. And I was like, I kind of like this. This was the classes I took, though. It was a handwritten fucking accounting. It was no computer. It was like handwritten.
Damn.
Like keeping someone's books, but handwritten. Yeah. And I was like, I kind of like this. But I think in my head, because if somebody's watching this and you're into horoscopes, I'm a Libra. So I like change what I want to do every 5 seconds. Well, in accounting, there's so many things that you can do with accounting. You can be an auditor. You can be in the banking industry. You can be in the construction industry. You can be in any industry where they need someone to keep books. You can be that. And so I was like, I can work anywhere. Like, I can do so many different aspects of accounting. Like, I can switch it off if I get tired of doing this one thing. And so that was another reason, because I was like, I will be needed somewhere at some point. That's the way that I saw it. I just wanted like job security is what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be needed. And so that's what, and I looked it up many a times. I was like, accounting, should I do accounting? And I changed my major to criminal justice for 1 day because I was like, I want to be in the FBI. Like, I wanted to do white collar crime. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I want to do white collar crime, like just the fraud part of it, like not being in the crime scenes, but I wanted to do like find the embezzlement and find this shit. And I think I could have done it, but I didn't think that I don't think I needed to get a criminal justice degree. I think with an accounting degree, I could also find my footing into that. But then I thought about it and I was like, criminal justice, like if I want to do this, I'm probably just going to be able to get like a like be a cop, and I really don't need to be in college to be a cop.
Not at all.
So then I was like, let me change my major back. So I changed it back.
I believe I was also criminal justice for a little bit, maybe the same around the time, because I also wanted to be an FBI.
But you wanted to be in the actual, in the stuff?
Yeah, I wanted to be a special agent is what it was. And I was like, oh, obviously criminal justice. But then after doing some more research, I was like, bro, this is kind of a dud of a degree.
It's a dud of a degree if you don't pursue things after that. So if you get a criminal, like if you do criminal justice, then you can move on and do your law degree and
it would be
become a
helpful
lawyer.
for a law degree, I think. Yeah. But if you were just gonna graduate in criminal justice and not do law, then you've been kind of fucked. Yeah. You maybe be a teacher. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with being a teacher, even though salaries aren't great, and I think they should be paid more. But
they should be, yeah.
But I think that's just something to think about when you're looking into these degrees. We're not saying we didn't make up these salaries, you guys. We're just talking about what is out there in the real world. Like, we're not saying criminal justice is a horrible degree to get, or pottery, or all of these things. We're just saying that these degrees are not going to get you jobs that make you money. So if you want to get a job that makes you money, you gotta look for it. You gotta look at what is making money right now.
Yeah, and you don't have to go and pick the highest fucking salary degree. Like, that would be like a medical degree, which, fuck, that shit's hard.
You're talking about doctor?
Yeah, medical degree. And yeah,
well, because medical can be
because if you would have what?
Because medical can be nursing. That's what I was saying. Doctor.
Oh yes, doctor.
Okay.
A doctorate.
Doctor or a lawyer.
A medical doctor, not like a English degree doctor.
Yeah.
Not bashing y'all, but.
Or not an accounting doctor.
Call me doctor.
Bro, I had an accounting teacher, accounting professor in college, that she was a doctor, and she did not like if we did not call her doctor. I was like, ay, señora.
Like a medical doctor, or just had her doctorates?
She had her doctorate.
Okay.
She was not a doctor. Like a
medical
cut into a human doctor. And honestly, you guys, when it comes to that, I think people are being like too much, because it does take work, right, to do school. But like, honestly, I'm telling you right now that if I wanted the doctor title, I can go and get it, and I don't think I'm that special. Like, anybody can get a doctorate if it's, I'm saying, like, not an actual medical doctor, but any other doctor. Like, I can go get a doctorate right now in like art or something.
On a plane, somebody passes out. We need a doctor. I have a doctorate in English. Art. It'd be like, sorry, bro, you're dead.
So I think a lot of people who get their doctorate in like not a particular field that they really are interested in, they're just getting it to become a doctor.
Just to have the title.
They just want the title, and it's like, okay, get off your high horse. Because with that professor, she was like a little like, se creía mucho, and I'm like, girl, I'm not even. I never even talked to her, because I was like, I don't even want to like talk to her to be like, I have to call you doctor, so I'm just gonna not ask you any questions.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, you don't have to go and research what's the highest paid thing and then do that. Like, just look up what meets your criteria. You're like, oh, I could do that, or I would enjoy that for that money. Like, like, just, pick. If you want to pick something that makes no money, but you would enjoy that degree for some reason, like you just enjoy like wasting your time, do it.
Yeah, I mean,
do it.
So of what you said, if you want to make money, like if that's why you're going to college, because you want to come out and make money, then do the research. And no, you don't have to pick the one that's like at the highest and be like, oh, I have to do that one. But any of those, you most likely will be making a decent amount of money. But yeah, like if you're trying to go to school just because, and your mom and dad take care of you and they got a lot of money, and you just want to get like your English degree just because, I mean, that's your prerogative. Like
you're a trust fund baby, maybe. Yeah. And one of the requirements to get the money is to get a degree, so you pick the easiest one. Hell yeah, by all means. I was not a trust fund baby though, so.
No. So we had to choose something that was gonna generate funds for us, and it has to generate funds, you guys, because once you get a job, once you get out of college, your loans kick in. So your loans kick in after, what is it?
6 months.
After 6 months.
Y se te hace fácil, no? Like, to accept all the money that they offer you?
Oh, yeah.
Easy, because you're like, oh, I don't have to pay these back till after college? Shit, done.
And after college comes like this, quick, you guys.
And life comes at you fast, right? So something happens and you're unable to continue college for whatever reason, those loans still come due.
That's something to think about, you guys, because if you say you started and you did 2 years and you accepted those loans will be due after you drop out of college or whatever. So it's something to think about. You got to commit all the way through. So one of our summers we went to college together. Like, we had a class together.
We did.
And it was a history class, and we had a professor, and he was telling us about his like experience in college, and he said that he was in college for like how many years? Like a shit ton of years, you guys, because
a long time.
He kept changing his major. And I'm like, bruh, at the time I thought it was funny, but now looking back, I'm like, bruh, imagine like he had to have gotten loans. He couldn't have gotten financial aid because financial aid stops giving. Yeah. So imagine the debt that he has just because he couldn't figure out. And he ended up being, a history professor.
Professor.
Professors make good money,
no? It looks like he enjoys what he does.
Yeah.
He's very chatty.
You can switch your major as much as you want, but just know that you're possibly extending your time in college, therefore extending the loan amount that you'll have at the end. So it's just something to think about. But I would say like the first 2 years that you're doing your basics, you can switch what you want to do.
Yeah, nowadays there's like full online college with good schools. I've worked with many people that only have associate's degrees, which makes me a little bit salty because I'm like, bruh, I busted my ass for my stupid ass 4-year degree. But anyway, so there's not one way to do it, just do something. I
have my MBA. I have my master's actually, and the reason that I got my master's is because I wanted to get my CPA.
Okay, MBA. Muy chingona.
I wanted to get my CPA because I wanted to like have my own CPA firm. No, no quiero. Not? No, I don't want to.
Oh.
Because I work for a CPA firm right now, and I would not want to be a partner. No, because it's a lot of work, you guys. You're super involved, and as a partner, you have to make sure that you're bringing in clients and stuff. And I don't want to deal with that, because that part then deals with like you have to please your customers, and you have to make sure you don't piss them off, because if not, they leave. And you have to do a lot of, other than like actually doing the work, it's like a lot of like managing your clients and your customers, making sure that they're happy. And right now I'm good because I just have to do my work. And yeah, I do deal with customers, but not as intense as like the partners, right? When they're bringing in like those bigger clients. And so I decided not to pursue my CPA because I am perfectly happy where I am, and I am making the most money that I've made ever. And so I'm happy. Like, I don't think that I need my CPA because those are no longer my dreams, you guys. But if you do want to get your CPA, you just need to have your bachelor's, and then you have to have a certain amount of classes, which I believe just get your master's at that point. And in your master's, if you're, I don't think it's just Texas, but if you are in Texas, there's a program at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and it's all online, and you can get all the rest of the accounting courses that you need for your CPA. So just letting y'all know, you guys, if y'all are interested in that, check it out, because that's how I did mine. And on my master's, okay, so for my bachelor's degree, I ended up with like a 3.2 GPA, I think. But in
bachelor's?
My bachelor's.
3.2?
Yeah.
No,
it was lower?
2.8.
Stop. I was trying to tell them that I'm smart.
Nah, I don't remember. I know it wasn't a 3.2 though.
What did you get?
What did I get?
Well, what's a perfect GPA? 4, no?
4, yeah.
I think it was 3.2 in my accounting stuff, and it was 2.8 for all of it, for the overall degree.
I don't know where I got 2.8 from.
Okay.
Don't believe me. That's 3.2.
Well, my master's is what matters because I got a 3.8 in my master's. And that is to tell you because when you are just graduating high school, you're a little immature. And at least me, I was a little immature. So I procrastinated and I was like, I don't need to do this or whatever. But in my master's, I was like, I also didn't have a job for my master's. So there's no reason for me not to get a 3.8.
What do you mean?
For my master's degree, my baby daddy right here, he was my sugar daddy as well. And he took care of me. So I didn't have to work. So I full on just did school.
She said, "Babe, can I go get my master's degree and not work? Because I can get my CPA." And where's the CPA? Well, at least you got your master's degree. That's all that matters.
Well, I honestly wanted to get my master's degree because, yeah, I did want to pursue my CPA, but I also did want to be like in the auditing side of things. And I felt like it was more appealing to a firm for me to have my master's.
I think it was worth with the way your career's going so far.
Yeah. If I was still getting paid what I was getting paid before, I'd be like, girl, what do you better get your CPA right now. That's the only reason why I didn't pursue it, because I am getting paid a good amount. So I was like, girl, why am I gonna get my CPA for an extra 5K?
5K for hell no.
Or 10K. I don't remember what it was. It was something, it was between 5 and 10K, I think, for your CPA, where I am. And I'm like, nah. So I am perfectly happy, you guys. But what was the point of that? Okay, so I was just telling y'all about my master's. So my master's was all online, so I didn't have to deal with people. For my bachelor's, it was like full-on human classes where I had to go to the classes, and you too, right?
They were human?
Yeah. Because nowadays, guys, you can do a lot of stuff online, okay, so another advice I have for you guys is if you can do in-person classes because your job allows it and all that stuff, I would recommend doing in-person classes because I feel like they're more interactive, like especially for your bachelor's. If you're going for your master's, I'm like, girl, you don't need to do the interaction. But when you're like so young, you're just graduating or it's your first time going to college, I feel like just getting used to the way that works and like communicating with your professor or meeting people in your classes. Like, I guess it all depends what you're going to school for, right? Because if you're going to school to make friends, then definitely in person, right? But if you're going to school because you just want to get your degree and that's it, then online is cool.
Yeah, I think online is more appealing for adults, like not 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you're just coming out of high school, go to school. Go in person.
Yeah, I definitely recommend in person. But if you are adults like we are, I actually, when my freshman year, it was so cute because in one of my history classes or political science class, I had a person in my class and he was like 70 or like 80 years old and he was taking a class. And it just showed me that like you can literally go to college at any point in time.
Whenever you want.
Yeah. If you're retired and you just want to do something for fun, I guess you can go to college. Or maybe, I don't know what he was trying to do, but I thought that was interesting.
And I know adults probably don't have time, right? Because they're adults. But you could do a class at a time. Yeah. It's better than no class at a time.
Yeah, and online, honestly, I probably could have done my online class and worked at the same time because it was so like, it's really up to you how you like figure out your time and how to fit it all in. And I think it's worth the sacrifice. So when I was getting my bachelor's degree, I was working actually in San Antonio, and then I had school in San Marcos, which the commute was horrible. But then honestly, a esa edad, you don't need sleep. Like, you're good on like fucking 4 hours of sleep. I was good. And so that's the nice thing about being young as well, is that when you go to school and you're young, your memory is great. You don't need a lot of sleep. I think those are the main two factors that will benefit you in college, in order for you to like do good in college, is that you don't need a lot of sleep. And what was my other one?
I don't know. Something about memory.
And your memory is good because see, your memory is good because right now, if I were to go back to school right now, my memory sucks. So if I have to like remember something to study, it's like a lot harder for me. I think that if you are just graduating high school, you should go to in-person classes and not just like make those connections with people around you, but also like network. So talk to your professors, and I'm giving you that advice because I didn't do it. I didn't take that advice. Like, you network with your professors, you talk to them, you ask them questions, you whatever, because at the end of the day, if you're in taking your major classes, so for example in accounting, when I was taking my accounting class, my professor in accounting, like, you talk to them and basically they can be like your references, or they can tell you like, oh yeah, I heard this job is like available, and they can like give you a reference to get you an internship. So just like networking and talking, I know it's like really scary when you're young and you don't know how to do this, but just do it, girl, because the more you network, the more you'll be able to get like your foot into these bigger companies or higher paying jobs. Also get an internship, right, while you're in college. I think that's a big one. I'd
recommend getting an internship.
I didn't do that, but he did that. And the difference is that he still makes more money than me. He made a lot more money than me while he was in his internship, and I had like my big girl job, and he made more money than me in his internship. So for me, I feel like I should have put myself in the, like, gone to them job fairs and like networked and stuff, and I didn't, but he did, and it like panned out for him, and it worked out because he met the people that he needed to meet. So do that, guys. We definitely recommend that.
Yeah, I did not get my internship via networking, but I do agree that networking is very helpful. I got my internship, I just started blasting applications for internships. I didn't even feel ready for an internship, but I was like, whatever. So just started blasting applications. I started going to interviews, and then I got one. Bro, I remember getting the call. I was on campus. I was walking from a building to another building. I don't remember what the building was. I think it was like next to the business building. Not that it matters, but I remember the location. Like, I could take you there. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I got the call. They were like, hey, we want to offer you this internship. And I was like, bruh, like, that was fucking mind-boggling. So I was excited. So happy. Aww. So fucking happy. I felt like I was walking around like this. Like, I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because it was just hard all the time. And then finally, like, something happened.
Something good.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was really happy. Yeah.
That's a core memory because he remembers exactly how it happened. I remember when I graduated college, it was a whole, like, I think we had like two very different experiences, because when I graduated for my bachelor's degree, I was looking for a job immediately after, or maybe like a month before I graduated or whatever. And I remember like applying everywhere, you guys, and I would not get a call back. I worked at a call center and we would call homeowners or realtors for showings of like home showings or whatever. And so I worked there from my sophomore year to my senior year in college. So 3 whole years. And in the meantime, when I was looking for a job, I was still working there. And bruh, I was applying everywhere and nobody would call me back. And then I would get like instant denies of saying, you have no experience or things like that, you guys, because it's true. Like, you go to college and then you come out and you just expect to like, oh, like everyone's gonna welcome you like that. No, you guys, especially I feel like in accounting, a lot of people think of experience more than school. So if you have experience, I feel like if you have experience, they'll hire you over someone who has school in a lot of places. Like, I think in firms, CPA firms, they're more willing to like take someone who doesn't know a lot. But in actual, like a business where you're like looking at their books and doing things like that, they want someone who has experience, because now you're dealing with like actual money, you know? So they don't want just someone who just fresh out of college. And so yeah, it was really hard. And the mistake that I made is for me not having gotten an internship, because I thought it was just going to be easy when I graduated. So I was so sad, you guys, because I think it took like 3 months for me to get my job. And when I started that job, I literally was getting paid the same thing that I was getting paid at the call center, which was $12.50.
That's crazy.
That's what I started with, you guys, with a college degree and having to start paying my loans back, which were not cheap. And so I immediately, whenever I started getting paid that, I remember being like, bro, how the fuck am I going to pay my loans back? And and so I was like looking into it. I was like, what am I supposed to do? So if you do have student loans, I don't know if y'all know about this, but you can apply for something that's like called like income to something. So they'll lower your payment based on what your annual income is. And so I was paying, like, once I got this job, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be able to pay the full amount. So I applied for that, and like they give it to you for a year, and then you have to reapply every year to show them that you still aren't getting paid a lot. And so yeah, that was like my first maybe couple years I had to do that, because I was not getting paid a lot. And that was on me. And that was on me because he was like, I think you're like, bro, what? You're really trying to start at the bottom? Because I would tell him, I was like, I just don't want to apply for like these bigger positions because I have no experience. And he's like, it doesn't matter, just do it. And I'm like, no, because I don't want to go to these interviews and tell them that I don't know anything. And so what I did is I started at a low level position where it was just like literally just cutting checks for vendors. Like that's what I was doing. And then from there, I worked my way up to like management, but it took many years and the salary didn't shoot up like crazy. So yeah, that's my advice to you guys. Start looking for internships. What would you say, your junior year or even sooner?
You're like sophomore, just start blasting applications, get some interview experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like towards the end of sophomore.
Yeah, I think I think that will help you a lot when you get out of school, because you have experience now, because that's what they want. And I know it's hard, but a lot of these people who are looking for interns to come in, they know that you're still going to school, so they will work with you.
Yeah, and then also do some research. Don't just, if you're applying for internships and you're applying for, por ejemplo, a software developer internship, and I go, they're like, oh, tell us, about yourself. And you're like, oh, well, I go to school, this is my major, and that's what I do. And they're like, oh, like, do you do any like programming like for fun or whatever? And you're like, no, I just do school. But then this other kid over here does some stuff for fun, or actually research the job and be like, oh yeah, I can actually do stuff here. I learned some stuff on the side and practiced, and here's what I do. Like, they're gonna pick him.
Our college experience was like a lot. I think I have a lot more to tell you guys, but I don't want to do it all in this video because we're gonna be here forever. So my advice, let's do like final advice for people who are final advice for people who are either interested in going to college or are about to go to college because they're gonna graduate high school and they already know they're going. So what is your advice to them?
Echarle ganas, hay que hacerlo. Your grades are a reflection of your own work ethic. If you got a C, it's because you put in C effort. I wasn't that smart, and I would put in a fuck ton of effort, and that's how I would get good grades. Mm-hmm. If you're thinking about going to college, but you're like, I don't know, don't have enough time or whatever, just think about it, like 10 years are going to pass by and you could have got like 7 degrees. Yeah. Chale ganas.
So just do it.
Just do it.
My advice is don't get the loans if you don't need them, even though it seems easy to click the yes button. Go to physical school. Try to do physical school if you can, if you're not adulting, right? Because I think that you will like capture more if your professors are good professors. There's some crappy professors. You'll learn more and you can make friends. If you're trying to go to school to make friends, definitely like join little like clubs. It doesn't have to be a sorority. There's like a bunch of other things that are going on in school. Make studying, like, don't procrastinate. That was my biggest thing, right? Make it fun. I know it's hard to like not make it fun, but like go to like a nice spot on campus. There's a lot of campuses that have really nice libraries and stuff, and like really like cool chill spots. And even if you don't want to do that, go like to a cute coffee shop. Like, make it fun for you, or make it like appealing to you so you want to go and do this thing, because it's hard to study. So make it like a nice like little setup for yourself, because at home sometimes we studied at home you studied at my parents, and it was hard because it's like this like little house with a bunch of people running around. So if you can do that as well. And then put in work, even though it's easy to be like, oh, let me go hit this party and maybe I'll study some other day. I think you can party once you are done with school, or if you're done testing, or like just make time to like try to fit it all in, which it's possible. I think it's possible for you to keep that balance and have like a calendar where you can like set up all your shit. So you make sure that you turn in your assignments on time, your tests, and make sure you go to classes if you have to go to classes, because some professors take attendance as a grade. For those people who are looking into college, you don't have to go to college to make money. There are other things that you can do to make money. There's like the trade schools that I was saying, or if you want to have like a concrete business, you want to have a pool business, you want to be an electrician, go work under those people, or look to see if there's like a tech, what is it called? Trade school that you can go to do these things. And bro, you can have your own freaking company. You can have your own electrician company. You can have, literally sky's the limit with these things, because with like, for example, an electrician degree, you can do new houses, or you can do new like fucking huge businesses, schools, like so many things that you can do. And we need those because a lot of electricians are getting older, and we need younger electricians that know what they're doing, because eventually we're not gonna have no electricians or plumbers or nothing.
Yeah, there's just gonna be like 2 in the city.
So
I love how I don't even know what you call this. I know it's called something, but I love how you're very, like, with your gestures, you're very...
Oh, I talk a lot with my hands?
Yeah.
Oh. I think I talk a lot with my hands when I'm, like, passionate about something, or, like, I have, like, good information to give y'all.
All this information here.
Because I think whenever we were filming the Preguntas podcast, when we were asking questions, I'm pretty sure I was like this with my hands, just like this, because it's like I'm trying to answer a question that's not very comfortable for me, but I feel like college is comfortable for me because I'd been there, done that. And
that's cool.
Just do it, you guys. If at the end of the day you get your degree and then you're in the career and you're making a crap ton of money, but you're making money, and then you decide, you know what, I fucking hate this job. Well, guess what? You can wipe your tears with your money like this. And then you could look at what you want to do next. Because it's possible to change from one thing to another. Like, you're not trapped in this thing. A lot of people go into college and thinking this one thing that, yeah, they're going to make a shit ton of money with when they graduate is going to be miserable. But no, that's not what they think. But when they come out, they're like, bro, this is miserable. Well, you can change the course of your life. Like, you are not stuck in one job or one career just because that's what you chose at the beginning. Like, a lot of people think that it's like end all be all. You can always do something different. You can quit your job and you can open up a little coffee shop. You can save a shit ton of money from that money that was coming in. Save all your fucking money to open a business that you wanted to, like an art studio or a yoga studio or something that you're passionate about. But you could always change the course of your life, or you can go live.
And if they do that, they save all their money, and then They quit and they open up a coffee shop and the coffee shop fails?
Well, they can figure it out. It's literally life.
But that's like an accomplishment in it itself, right? Because like a lot of people dream to do that.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment. If something fails, I feel like from that failure, you learn so many things. You're like, bruh, this was the wrong thing to do. But maybe now they have another idea, or maybe now they're like, you know what? I can go back to my field because I have my degree. And yeah, granted, I wasn't working for 2 years, but somebody will take me even if it's like base level because I have my degree.
Why 2 years?
Huh?
Why 2 years? Oh, they weren't working for 2 years?
Yeah, because they had the coffee shop.
For 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just making up a scenario.
Yeah, gotcha.
But since you have your degree in a certain thing, then you will be able to find a job if it's one of those valuable degrees.
Yeah.
Not if it's like unvaluable. And not to me, because I didn't choose the value to the world, you guys. But yeah, I think that is all. I think
a lot of adults would qualify for financial aid still. So you could go to school for free.
Yeah, if you haven't gone to school and you haven't used your financial aid up to this point, and you are, say you're our age, 31 years old, you can still apply for financial aid and you will most likely get it if you've never gotten it before.
And that shit'll pay for the whole thing.
Yeah, especially if you're going to a community college, which is another piece of advice.
Yeah, go
to community college because it's cheaper than going to like where I started. I just went straight to, just a 4-year college, a university. I went straight to university instead of doing that route because I wanted to leave my house, but I could have easily saved money and done the other way. If you're getting your full college paid for, then by all means do whatever you want. But if you're trying to budget and like not spend a lot, then I would start with basics at community college and then move on if you want to get your 4-year degree to a university. But yeah.
Let me know what you think about my beach shirt of the week in the comments.
That's the last one you have. That's the last beach shirt you have.
You didn't have to tell them that.
Why not?
I'm buying more.
But yeah, guys, let us know what y'all thought. Let us know y'all's experiences with colleges. Let us know any questions you have about college, because we will most likely have answers for you, or at least our experience, right?
Yeah, and I'll answer brutally honest.
Yeah, he'll be
for your benefit.
Yeah. So comment down below any questions, and we will do another video about college, and maybe it'll be more specific. I don't know when it'll be, but yeah, maybe we'll do another one. We will see y'all on the next one.
I wish I would have joined like an a cappella group.
Bruh, I wish I would have joined some sort of group. Any group. Oh, which I said. Join. Be active.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye. Bye.